Everybody was doing it, so they joined right in. That's a dangerous thing for us. If everybody's doing it and it's things that we know we shouldn't do, if we just join right in, what does it lead to? Shipwreck. Consequences. That's right. And I'm willing to bet that everybody in this room, even the youngest ones here, can look at their choices about friends sometimes and say, oh, I might have had some consequences from that one that I wish I didn't have. Well, here's the thing. Thankfully, God forgives us. Nobody died. You're still here, thankfully. But guess what? You're going to have that same choice to make again one day. You're going to be faced with that same choice again one day. Maybe different friends or different people that could be your friends, but you got to decide, okay, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to set sail out of this harbor at this time with those people because that's going to lead to my ship getting wrecked. So you got to say no. And you might really want to do it, but you got to say no. So, listen to the wisdom of people that God puts in our lives that know better. The Bible says we walk with wise people, we become wise. But it says the companion of fools is destroyed. So walk with the wise people. Consider the godly wisdom God's given those people. Consider the fact that oftentimes it's God Himself speaking to us through those people. Not giving in to impatience. If impatience is the reason we're doing something, it's probably not the right thing. Or at least it's probably not the right time. I can't think of a time where I acted out of impatience and it worked out well for me. I can't think of a time where impatience was my motivation for doing something and things worked out the way they should have. I've made big messes doing that. Man, listen, I have made big messes because I did things out of impatience. Isn't patience one of the fruit of the Spirit? Holy Spirit gives us patience. Those who wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength and mount up with wings as eagles, run and not be weary, walk and not faint. I have had those eagle wings and just crashed because I was impatient. Didn't wait upon the Lord. I crashed. And also dissatisfaction. Here's what happens with dissatisfaction. And this is I'm going to close. I'm going to close with this right here. This is a piece of that fresh bread God gave me this morning. Gave it to it for me, but also I'm sure for some of you as well. If we make decisions because we're dissatisfied with circumstances, we aren't happy here anymore, and by golly, we're going to get out of it. If it's not God's time for us to leave that situation, here's what happens. I mentioned how when God gives us a promise or tells us something's going to come down the road for us, if it's over here and I'm right here, if I just jump into it now, I'm skipping this whole period of time right here that He wants to use to prepare me for this thing. So if I get this thing too soon and not ready to really know how to handle this thing, I'm going to mess it up. I'm going to lose it. Tear it up, or whatever. So I've got to be patient and let the Lord lead me to that thing He told me He's going to come in His way and in His time. That way when I get there, I'm ready for it. Evelyn, how does a butterfly get formed? You know?
Caterpillar?
Yeah. Does a caterpillar start with? What does it do? The caterpillar.
Turns into a cocoon?
Yes, a cocoon. It stays in there for a while. Then when it comes out, it's a butterfly. Well, guess what? And this is something that scientists have discovered. And they've even tried this before. They'll see a butterfly tearing his way out of the cocoon. He went in there as a caterpillar, and now he's tearing his way out as a butterfly. Well, the scientists would feel kind of bad for the butterfly and say, let me give him a hand here. And they would tear the cocoon away for him so he could get out. Well, guess what? He got out okay, but he couldn't fly because he didn't have the strength in his wings he needed to fly. And the reason he didn't is because he got that strength. The way God designed it is he would get that strength by tearing his way out of the cocoon. Of doing that, that built his muscles and gave him what he needed to fly. So even though he got out quicker, like I want to jump out of my circumstances quicker, he left the cocoon quicker. He left not ready. So the rest of his life spent on the ground. What could be sadder than a butterfly that can't fly? I mean, all the things that he might see flying in the sky, he'll never get to see. Stuck on the ground because he let impatience and dissatisfaction lead him, as opposed to letting the process that God designed for him do in him what God wanted to do. So here's what I'm going to leave you guys with tonight. Then I'm going to pray for us. And again, it doesn't matter if we're older or younger here. If we leave our situation, our circumstances, leave the place we're at before God is ready for us to, we're depriving ourselves of what He really wants us to have down the road. Even though we're going toward that thing, the right thing at the wrong time can become the wrong thing. Because there are certain things that He's set into motion where we are, but our response to Him right now where we are, our obedience to Him where we are, our waiting on Him where we are, is what enables us to receive those things. Impatience, dissatisfaction, and disregarding the godly wisdom of those that God's put in our lives will cost us those things. So, that makes sense? You guys with me? Mm-hmm. You guys feeling good? You guys, can you relate to what I'm saying? You look at your life and say, yep, I can see that. Mm-hmm. I can see how it works. Well, that's good. So I'm going to pray. And as I pray, you guys pray also. Okay, I'm going to pray for everyone. But you guys, every one of you, pray also, because God will speak to you just as much as to me or Pastor Mike or Mr. Cole, Miss Hope, anybody else. God will speak to you guys just as well as He would any of us.